Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. You guys, I was thinking this morning, well, I've been thinking all week about something, but I was thinking, as we're coming into February, second month of 2022, as we close the first chapter of 2022, I don't know about you, okay, but I think a lot of us might be abandoning maybe our goals for 2022, right? And so I started thinking, like, what does it take for someone, where I'm going to talk about the business, about, let's say you want to have your own business, you want to have your own side hustle, you want to have something that you can claim to start creating financial, I don't know what this hair is, look at this. Start claiming your financial future, right? So I started thinking about what helped me, okay, and what has helped people that I know stay on track with when they say, I want to do a business, I want to have a side hustle, I want to do something for my family, I want to change my financial future. What has some people stick with it and be successful, and what has some people not stick with it and not be successful? So I'm going to give you 5 tips that I feel make a huge difference. And there's a lot of things that you can do and a lot of things that will help you, but this is personally, I was thinking, like, what helped me stay on track and helped me be financially independent. So here we go. Tip number one, okay? Tip number 1, okay? And that is, you've got to make a decision that this is what you want to do. Okay. So for example, some people say, oh my God, I want to have my own business. I want to have my own side hustle, but it's like from their mouth out. Okay. And it's not in their heart. So you see someone, I don't know, doing crazy things on the internet and saying, making like, I don't know, I guess now people make millions. I know, right? People make millions on the internet and this and that and this and that and this and that and this and that. Or you hear someone say that they did really great in this business and with the nutritional club, whatever, it doesn't matter, okay? And then you're like, I want to do that. And you say it from the mouth out, but it's never something that's in your heart. Okay. So the first tip I have for you is, if you really want to change your life in anything really, but I'm talking about business today, and that is that you need to make a decision. Like, this is what I'm going to do. Okay. And the reason I say that is because people are going to come around and they're going to have all kinds of opinions for you. They're going to be like, let me see, where's my thing? They're going to be like, what are you doing? Just get yourself something secure. By the way, okay, I think these last couple of years have taught everybody that there's no such thing as job security. Okay? So this whole thing of this hair, this whole thing of, oh my God, I want to have job security, I want to have a stable paycheck and all that, that is all temporary. You have absolutely no control over that. None. Zero. Zip. Nada. You don't have control. Your boss can literally say, this is your last day. Here's your check. Goodbye. Okay. The company can close down. I mean, you have absolutely no control over that. So this whole security is like I personally feel that people have been brainwashed from the 70s and the 80s. Okay. Because nowadays there's no such thing. Okay. So number 1 is, you need to make a decision. Like, you need to make a decision within your heart that this is something you want to do, that you want to have your own thing, that you want to go for it, that yes, don't quit your job. Okay. Keep working so that you can pay the bills. But I highly recommend that if you decide that you want to do something, number 1, you have to make the decision. So that no matter what someone says, no matter what opinions people give you, it goes in one ear and out the other. Okay? In one ear and out the other. Don't let it stay inside. Okay? That's number 1. Make a decision. Tip number 2, okay? And that is, you've got to find something you're passionate about. Okay? Tip number 2, you got to find something you're passionate about. Why do I say that? And that is because, again, when you have your own business, it is not going to be all up. It's going to be up, down, down, up, down. Good morning. Okay. And so if you don't have passion for what you're doing, and then on top of that, you didn't make a decision with your heart, people are going to say things and it's going to throw you off the game. Okay. And when you're passionate about something, it doesn't feel like you're working. So you're going to enjoy what you're doing. If you feel like you're dreading doing this business or doing this side hustle or doing anything you're doing, then you're not doing the right thing. Okay? Because now, will there be days like that? Yes, of course. But if you're always feeling that way, okay, it's like that relationship that when they call, you're like, ugh. Okay, it's time to end it. I don't know why I said that, but anyway. So, you need to make sure you have passion for what you're doing, because then that is going to keep you in the game. It's when the times get tough, because you're passionate, you're going to keep going. Tip number 3, okay? And this is really important, okay? And I'm going to tell you, this is something that when I first started my business, I was so clear that that's why I reached such high levels so fast. And then every time I wasn't moving, I wasn't like progressing, it's because I didn't have this. And that's number 3, a clear goal. Okay, not a dream. Yes, you want to have like a long-term dream and all that stuff, but you got to have a clear goal. Like, what am I going to accomplish this month of February? Okay, what am I going to accomplish this week? What am I going to accomplish? You got to have a clear goal as to what you're going after, because it is then that you're going to be able to stay on track, or if you're not on track, you're going to know if you're not on track. Okay, so I'm going to show you something. I'm going to be very vulnerable with you guys. Okay. I did this yesterday. Let me get it for you. Hold on a second. Here we go. Hold on. I did this yesterday, and it made such a difference. Okay, so I have this planner. Okay, and after every month, okay, it asks you to evaluate your month. Okay, so here's what I did. Where is it? Okay, here we go. Okay, so it asks you to evaluate your month. Okay. And I was like, did you accomplish your goal this month? And the answer was no. And the question was, if not, why not? And then it went on to explain, like, okay, well, so guess what? This way I can course correct this month of February. But if I did not have this, guess what? Another month goes by with another not such a productive month, etc. And then next thing you know it, here we are, 2023, and you're making the same goals, the same everything as the year before and the year before that and the year before that. And that's because you're not really like focused on what you're doing, okay? So number 3, someone said it froze. Is it frozen? Is it frozen? Tell me if it's frozen. Somebody comment, am I frozen? Am I frozen? No? Maybe? Okay, maybe I am because nobody's answering. Okay, am I frozen? Somebody tell me. Okay, I hope not. No, you're good. Okay, thank you, Julie. Oh, hi, Julie. Actually, I'm doing this live because of what I'm going to talk about with her. So step number 3, your goal, okay? Tip number 4, and that is that once you have a goal, okay, you got to have a plan on how you're going to achieve it. So, for example, okay, last month I had a very specific goal that I wanted to accomplish with my business, okay? Did I accomplish it? No. So, I went back and thought, okay, well, what do I need to correct? Okay, and I'm going to give you a little tip when you create a plan, because you can create a plan with all kinds of things, but the reality is, and this is so true, okay? I've proven this, I've tested this many times, and that is that there is about 3 things that if you were to focus on just 3 things, that would make a huge difference in your business. So I want you to think about and ask yourself, what are 3 things that if you did every single day, every single week, would dramatically impact you achieving that goal? What are those 3 things? So I'll give you an example, okay? If you want to grow your business, okay, so I'll give you mine, okay? If you want, I want to grow my business while sustaining what I have and growing that as well, okay? So yesterday I wrote down, like, okay, what are the 3 things that I need to make sure I do every single day, every single week to make sure that this month of February I accomplish my goal, okay? And that is number 1, I wrote down, for me, okay? And that is generating new leads. Okay, so I'm going to really focus on creating new leads. I feel demotivated sometimes seeing the situation where I'm at right now. How do you overcome this anxiety of fear of thoughts coming in, procrastination happening? Okay, I'll cover that in a little bit, okay? Hi. Okay, so number 1, I thought, okay, what is my goal? And then what's my plan? And I thought, okay, well, the first thing I need to do is create new leads. That's what I'm going to focus on, okay? 3 things I'm going to focus on. Number 1, I'm going to focus on generating new leads. And then I thought, okay, well, how am I going to do that? And then I wrote down 2 little things that I'm going to do. And that is number 1, like start generating new leads. Here's social media, start engaging more with people, okay? And then I thought, number 2, I am going to go do tea drops. Here in my business, I have a shop, so give them samples. And the third thing I'm going to do is be committed to always having, okay, because you got to be prepared. Sometimes you're like, I want to talk to somebody, but you're not prepared. So I thought, okay, in my purse, I'm going to always have my business card / flyers and menu, right? So that's my number 1, okay? My second thing I'm going to do, okay, and that is I am going to be following up with my team, like more consistently with my preferred members, with my clients, with my team members. I'm going to be following up more with them, okay? And then number 3, hold on, I forgot, but I wrote it down. So this is why it's so important, okay? Because you can't trust your memory. Okay, and okay, there we go. And then, so here it is, okay? So number 1, prospecting every single day, right? And I wrote down what things I'm going to do. Number 2, follow up with my team / distributors. And then number 3, I put on here is check my numbers daily. Because here's one of the things I realized about myself, and that is that I wasn't tracking everything I was doing. I wasn't scheduling and I wasn't tracking. So one of the reasons why I didn't accomplish the goal I wanted to accomplish was because I wasn't scheduling it and I wasn't tracking it. So how am I? So for example, when I had a call yesterday with Herbalife with corporate at 2:30. Guess what? That was a non-negotiable. I had to get my laptop and I had to be on there. Well, what if our prospecting is non-negotiable? Like, okay, this is what I'm going to do from this time to this time. Okay, we had 2:30 to 3:30. I had a call with the company. Okay, at 12 o'clock, I had an appointment with my realtor next door. Okay, and so guess what? That was a non-negotiable. So I wasn't going to go get my hair done. I wasn't going to go do anything else. I wasn't going to go home and eat lunch. I wasn't going to do any of that because I had these appointments. So I realized that my plan, okay, one of the reasons why I failed to accomplish what I wanted last month, okay, I did good, but I didn't do as good as I wanted to do, okay? And that's because I failed to schedule it and I failed to check my numbers every single day. So those are some things. So number 1 is you got to make a decision, okay? Number 2 is you got to have something that you're passionate about, because this is not, a business is not, being an entrepreneur, you got to be a warrior, a gladiator, okay? You got to be like Rocky Rambo style, okay? Because it is not easy, but it's so enjoyable, okay? Number 3, you got to have a clear goal. You got to have a clear goal as what you want. And then number 4, you got to have a plan. And then last but not least, and that is number 5, is you got to have a mentor. You got to have someone you're checking in with, okay? A mentor / accountability person. So I asked Jerry Gutierrez to be my accountability partner, okay? So yesterday, I was going to send her my numbers and I didn't, so I'll send them to her today. And guess what? I'm a little embarrassed, okay? Because I know that I did good, but I didn't do great. I did good, but I didn't do extraordinary, right? And me having to tell her that is it's a big punch in my ego. But guess what? If I didn't have to report to her, I probably wouldn't have taken the time like I did yesterday to look at my month, look at my numbers, look at my schedule, look at my everything, and plan out February. So now I'm going to be able to go to her. By the way, she hasn't called me. She hasn't texted me to say, Karla, where are your numbers? Because whose business is this? Mine. So I asked her, like, can you hold me accountable? I am going to send you my numbers. I am going to send you my plan, right? And so I'm not going to go like, oh my gosh, you didn't message me. No, that's not her responsibility, okay? So I am holding myself accountable to her. So who can you do that with, okay? Who can you do that with? Who can you send out a message to and say, hey, can you hold me accountable? Okay, and don't expect them to be calling you every day. That's not their job. You're a big girl. You're a big boy. Okay? Because sometimes people are like, okay, for example, this gentleman right now who said he was not motivated. I'll tell you how you get yourself motivated again, okay? I'm dead serious with this. The first thing you got to do is you have to move. I know you're probably like, wait, what? Yes, you got to work out. You got to move. You got to go for a run. You got to do something, because if you're not moving, if you're just like stagnant, okay, then guess what? When you move and you exercise, oxygen goes to your head. The first thing you got to do is you got to change your physiology. You got to change how you're moving. Because if you're like this, like, I'm so depressed, well, you're going to stay in that. So number one, you got to move, okay? The second thing I'm going to recommend for those of you guys who are maybe feeling stuck and motivated is you've got to surround yourself with people that are going to add to your life. You got to surround yourself with people that are going to make you better. You got to surround yourself with people that are going to push you, okay? And here's the thing. You got to make that time to make that happen. You cannot expect people to come to you. You cannot expect people to knock on your door and say, hey, let's be friends. You got to go out, but you also have to add value. I'll give you a quick example, okay? So I am in this ridiculous chat. It's called Queens Building K, something like that, okay? And it's all millionaire team and president's team member women in this chat, okay? Hi. I was just talking about you. See, I was just talking about him and he walks in, how that works, right? I'll be right with you. Anyway, so in this chat, okay, all these women are contributing like all these things, okay? And guess what? Over the weekend, when I got onto it, it was like 300 and something messages. Now, I could have, and a lot of people do this, and here's what you want to think about, okay? How you do one thing, you do everything, okay? So if you I'm just going to say it, if you short-ass certain things, you're probably short-assing your life in other areas of your life. So here's what happened, 300 and something messages. These women are important to me. They contribute a lot, and I know that there's a lot of value. I could have just been like, okay, screw it. I'm just going to like scroll through the top. I'm scroll to the bottom and not read all those 300 messages. But guess what I did? I literally sat my ass down. And I started looking at all those messages. And I got a lot of value from all these women, okay? And guess what I did? I then poured value back to them, okay? So number 5 is get yourself a mentor. You cannot do anything great by yourself. You just can't. Because there's blind spots that you cannot see. And that's what somebody else is going to be able to tell you. And on that note, I'm going to end with this. And that is that when they tell you, don't cry. And if you cry or cry on your own, okay? But don't cry. Be a big girl. Be a big boy, okay? If you're going to ask for feedback, you got to be willing to take it. Because so many people will be like, oh, yes, tell me. And then you tell them, and then they get all defensive and all mad, okay? So make sure you choose a mentor that can be kind but direct, can be honest but direct. Okay? So that's just my own personal opinion. When I call my coach, I tell her, give it to me, don't fluff me, but that's me, right? If you need to be more like gentle, be like, okay, can you give it to me, but gentle and be nice, okay? But either way, make sure you get yourself a mentor, okay? So those are it. Number 1, make a decision. Number 2, find your passion. Number 3, have a clear goal. Number 4, make a plan. And number 5, which I think is one of the most important parts, and that's find a mentor, okay? So if you guys want to be part of our team, we have an amazing call today at 12 o'clock, okay? We're going to be having Julie sharing her story, mother of 3, build this multi-million-dollar business around her 3 children, and somebody who, you're very welcome, okay? You're very welcome. Around her 3 kids. And not only that, but was taking care of her husband's grandmother and running a business all at the same time. If I could give her one word to describe her, she is the no excuse woman. I want to find 20,000 Julies, okay? God, bring me 20,000 Julies. Julie's probably thinking, I want to find a Julie, okay? She is one badass woman, and she's going to be sharing her story today at 12 o'clock. So if you want to log on, let me know. Send me a message, and I'll send you the link, okay? It's going to be amazing, okay? And not only that, but she is so inspiring. Every time I hear her, I'm like, makes me a proud mama. All right, guys, I got to go because the man I was talking to you is here. I was talking about you today, Ray. In my life. All right, guys, I'll see you guys later. Yes, I will go ahead and share it, okay? And for those of you who are unmotivated, first thing you got to do is you got to work out. You got to move your body. You got to put some oxygen in that brain and be around people that can push you, motivate you, okay? Don't be stagnant, feeling sorry for yourself, okay? Life is short. Make it happen. Bye.